Hey everyone, welcome back to 5-Day Crypto. My name is Chase. Today we are going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to look at Bitcoin versus the US dollar on several different charts. We're going to look back in history as well, see what the moves we're making now, and see what we need to break to continue the moves, see what our current resistance levels are, and that's what we're going to talk about. So that is, for now, the phrase of the day, so to speak, would be cautiously optimistic. So we obviously want to go up, but there's fake rallies, there's fake outs. This could be a fake out. We don't know yet. Let's see what the charts say. So if you liked the video today, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, if you feel like it. Follow us on Twitter, Telegram, Patreon. Everything's down below. Let's go ahead and get started. Bitcoin on the daily. Look at our nice candle today. Very nice. 8% up is pretty strong for a one-day candle for Bitcoin. We haven't done that a whole lot. Our next resistance level on the daily chart is right at our 21-day EMA, which is currently 32,714. That should be probably about that throughout the rest of the day. If we can close above that, that'll be a first good sign, but that's not exactly what we need, because as you can see back in here, that could even be a fake out. To get more of a concrete evidence of a bigger turnaround and a market reversal trend, you got to go up in these moving averages. Let's go to the 3-day, see everything, if we have anything else. 3-day, maybe our 100, not really. You can see I had minor support on here, but even then we got, up and down fake outs. So let's go up even further and look at the weekly. The weekly is where I like to look at for bigger trend reversals. This will tell you the bigger story, the bigger picture, the long-term projections. What we want to do now, after holding this 50-week EMA for so long, for over about 2 months, right? These are weekly candles. We've closed one candle already below it. That's our first candle last week. This one, we'd love to be closing above this, and I'll show you why in a minute. We're going to look at the history and see what it's done when it's broken this and what has happened in prior moves. But right now, that line, we can pull it up, is 33,727. That will be our first level to watch in 4 days, 8 hours, come Sunday evening in the United States, at least. Sunday evening, 8 p.m. here in the U.S. is Eastern time. That would be midnight UTC time. But the Sunday close is what we're going to be looking at. And 33.7, if we close there, first good sign. We want to close above that. If we start closing multiple weekly candles under this 50-week, that is not a great sign. And in fact, that would be more evidence that this would probably just be temporary, and we'd probably head back down to where we'll get there when we cross that bridge. But we're looking at resistance and support for now. To turn this candle back positive, that is our first step. Let's go back and look at the previous moves. So let's go back to our 2018. Look at back here. When we first came down and interacted with it, we dropped below it about 13%. Right now, we're about 11, 12%. So roughly the same, right? History doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. That would be a pretty solid rhyme for me. To get a move back in here, 13%, and now we're about 11% below. And then it proceeded to do what? It proceeded to have a temporary so-called relief rally, which over the next, several weeks, 3 weeks or so, 100% up, roughly. Came back down again, and look at this move. Who knows if we're in this move or going to do this, or more of a this move and going to do this, but either way, that's a nice relief. Look at this. This 1 week closing below. So far, we've done that. 1 week closed below. Our second week, we kind of just had an indecision candle. You can see the wick on the top and the bottom about the same. The body of the candle closing kind of right in the middle of those wicks. That's an indecision candle. And the bulls, won this fight and proceeded to go up. And let's look at the move up. About 50% over the next month or so, 28 days. So what do we do? Well, right now, like I said, we're a little bit below it. We've had very similar, look at that solid candle close below it. We want to get back above this and not close multiple weekly candles below. Let's go look at previous early Bitcoin and see what it did If we close multiple candles below this, let's show you how bad that could be. BLX, we pull up the BLX, it just gives us more history. Going back to the good old Bitcoin heydays of, look at these prices on the right here, dollars, or even less than $1 over here in 2011. But look at this and the importance of closing not multiple weekly candles below a 50-week moving average. This is the 50-week, back when Bitcoin was roughly $5. We close one candle below it here after a wick. One candle, there's our first close. We close the second candle kind of right on it with resistance. A third weekly candle, resistance. A fourth weekly candle, resistance. And then catastrophe. So we don't want to be closing multiple weekly candles like this. We don't want to do that. That would be bad. Now, in all fairness, this was early Bitcoin. It doesn't have to do anything similar to this. I wouldn't even expect that, but you can see that that was probably catastrophic. Let's see that drop just for S and Gs. Not 100, almost 100% drop. That's pretty incredible. Over 160 days, yeah, but going from $33 to $2, that would have been rough. I wasn't around back then, but let's see what else we've done. So here's fast forward to our 2013, 2014 peaks, the double peak cycle, which I think we're going to mirror something like this. I would fathom that we're, somewhere around these levels. Now, a slow grind up, I think this will be lengthened and a little bit less volatile. I don't think we're going to have a move quite that, but hey, nothing surprised me. I'd allow that. Would you allow a, let's see what that move was from the bottom to the top. That was just a rough, 1600%. I could do that. But I don't think we're going to get quite that kind of a move, but we'll see. But lengthening cycles, I think, is real. And so this took from here to here, peak to peak, was roughly 6 months, give or take, right? I think we'll see double that, at least, at the very minimum. So a year. So we peaked in May. So I would say at minimum next May for our next peak. That's be the earliest, in my opinion. It's all my opinion. Nothing's financial advice I give here. It's all my own opinion. But I think we're going to do at least 12 months before our next peak. I would think the odds would be even longer than that. I would say towards late next year for another peak. And that would be the odds. And it could even go to 2023 before we peak, in my opinion. So look at our next, this is our full bear market after we peak, double peak 2014. We come back down. Look at the 50-week. We got close to it. Fake out rally up, come back down. And now we wick again below it 1 week. One weekly candle closed below it. Look at how far we got down below it here. This was a little bit longer. 18% roughly below that 50-week. And then we proceeded to what? Nice rally again. 56% rally within the next week or so. And within the next 2 months, we even rallied 100% up over the next 2 months after closing a weekly candle under that 50-week moving average. So I'm telling you all this because we're very similar moves to some of these right now. It's going to depend on, this week, what we do. Now, this is the BLX, so this is lagging indicator. So we'll switch back over to Bitcoin. But some people don't understand why the BLX is looking so rough right now. This only updates on the closes. So this will update this week when we close. If you want current prices, you got to go to Bitcoin USD. So we want to close at or near the 50-week. And then the next week after that, if we close right on it, we'd want to get back above here because you can see what would happen or would likely be happening if we were to close multiple weekly candles under here. Not so good. On the other hand, we've seen the other side of that coin where we've closed one weekly candle here and then proceeded to go up between 50 to 100% several times. So what would that look like? I'm glad you asked. Let's see, starting at our low candle here, if this is to be a rally, and this is the start of our rally right now. Let's do 50% first. We've done that. That's almost $44,000. That would be pretty nice to get that. A lot of altcoins would be close to double if not more than these prices. I would guess if Bitcoin rallies 50%, I would say some alts could do 100% move from these current prices. So that would be nice. But as we can see from history, those have all been fake out rallies, and we've gone back down lower. So cautiously optimistic. Now, 100%, if we were to do something miraculous, 100% move is take us back to that 60K level. 100% move gets us just shy of that. So diminishing returns, so maybe not likely to get 100% move. Maybe even not 50% at this rate. We'll see. We'll take it week by week, day by day, but weekly charts is where I focus for trend reversals, not so much the daily or the 4-hour or the 15-minute. Those are cool to like kind of get a jump start, but they can just have so many fake outs that it's not worth stressing out. The bigger time frames you get, the less risk, the more certainty. That's why I do it. I only make a few trades a year. That's why I prefer to just buy near the bottom and hold for at least a year. Saves on capital gains taxes, much lower over a year after a year. And then also it gives you just time to grow, less stress, more success. That's what it's about. So that's Bitcoin for today. If you have any questions, I try to respond to everybody. Leave me a good comment. We've had some bad apples comments past few days. That's why I didn't make a video yesterday. Get tired of the negativity. Positive. If you don't like it, just leave. If you do like it, thumbs up and stay. Pretty easy. Thanks for watching this long if you have. Let's get into our car of the day. Any guesses? I've shown all my cars now, but we're going to look at... We're kind of repeating them. So if you haven't seen this one, then good on you. This is the Lamborghini Sion. Probably the rarest, one of the rarest Lamborghinis out. It's the newest. It is a hybrid. It's actually part electric and part combustion, but only 63 made in real life. So pretty cool. You could find, and you have to get these custom made. They're all gone. You can't get one. And they're about $3 million. So unless you have that laying around, even if you did, you can't even buy them. You have to get them custom done. They're one-off. Yeah, I'm going to put this on, maybe we'll try to do another video for the shorts, the YouTube shorts on that. And I'm going to try to do a YouTube short at some point. Something to do with crypto, but there's some obstacles I have to get over first on that. It's a little bit different. Okay, that's car of the day. Let's do quote of the day. Less is more. Less is only more when more is no good. By Frank Lloyd Wright. Do any of you know that name? I've known that name for quite a while. Frank Lloyd Wright is one of the most famous architects in world history, in my opinion. I would think a lot of people would agree with that. Frank Lloyd Wright is a cool dude. He's no longer around, but that's him. He designed one of my favorite houses on planet Earth, and he designed it in the 1930s. Look at this thing. If you've never seen Falling Water, it is awesome. Can you imagine designing that in 1930s? Awesome. It still looks great today, right? In my opinion. There's the damn waterfall inside the house. Like, it's integrated into it. That is some architecture for you. One of my favorite houses on planet Earth. I love it. My dad was in the Historical Preservation Society kind of stuff. That was kind of what he did. So I learned about all this kind of stuff when I was little. These cool buildings and stuff. But I love it. Frank Lloyd Wright, I grew up knowing him, and I've known all his stuff. I got books on him for days, but I've never even actually heard him say that quote. So interesting to see that quote from him. Less is only more when more is no good. I love it. But that's him. Cool dude. That was when he was 86. It's pretty good 86 right there. Lived to 91. It's pretty solid for back in the 1950s. All right, that's enough of me ranting. Let me know what you think. If you like that house, if you like the car, if you like me, my blue shirt, my blue sign, my blue cars, whatever. I'll see you on the next one. If you got any questions, I'll try to do my best to respond. Hopefully we're continuing to move up. I like people better when prices are going up. People tend to get a little bit discouraged and nasty when they're losing money, but bigger picture will help all that. So if you're losing money, it's fine. We're going to fix it now. Follow me, and I will help you. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys, so much.